you learners? If you're watching our channel for the first time, kindly take time, subscribe, like and share. Now I'm going to handle this question. This is a question on organic chemistry. This is a question on organic chemistry, so it's very important that you note that. This is a question on organic chemistry. Organic chemistry. And it's a flowchart question. You know, organic chemistry is a very common question. And I want to look at this question very well. This is a flowchart question. We have glucose, then it undergoes a certain process here, you form crude oil, then it undergoes another process here, you form pure ethanol, then it undergoes another process, then you end up forming all these substances. So if you have glucose forming ethanol, you must know which process is this. This process is called fermentation. You have to analyze this table first, okay? And then if you have crude oil forming pure ethanol, you know crude oil is impure. So for you to form pure ethanol from crude oil, you have to perform distillation. Okay? So the process taking place in process K is distillation. And then if you have ethanol, and then you have concentrated sulfuric 6 acid, most likely what you are forming here is called dehydration. Dehydration. And then if you have ethanol, and then you have acidified potassium manganate 7. This is acidified potassium manganate 7. Most likely, what you are performing here is called oxidation. And remember, when you perform dehydration of ethanol, you form an alkene. When you dehydrate alkanols, you form alkenes. So if you dehydrate ethanol, you form ethene. If you dehydrate butanol, you form butene. If you dehydrate pentanol, you form pentene. So in this case, because we are dehydrating ethanol, this compound that you're going to form here is called ethene. Ethene, okay? That is called ethene. And then you must also know that we also have this process down here, where you have ethene and then you're forming ethane. For you to form ethane from ethene, most likely you'll have performed a process which is called hydrogenation. Hydrogenation. And remember, hydrogenation has conditions which it takes place. Hydrogenation takes place in presence of nickel catalyst, and temperatures of 180 degrees Celsius. 180 degrees Celsius. 180 degrees. 180 degrees Celsius. 180 degrees Celsius. And then that is when you're going to form ethane. And then at this point where you're performing oxidation, remember, when you're performing oxidation, for example, here we have ethanol. So when you oxidize ethanol, when you oxidize an alkanol, you get an alkanoic acid. So that means, because here we're having ethanol, if we oxidize it, this compound that you're going to get here is called ethanoic acid. That is called ethanoic acid. Because you have performed a process which is called what? Oxidation. Okay? Are we together? I hope you're getting that point very well. Now, remember this ethanoic acid, we are reacting it with sodium. Okay? So you know when you react an alkanoic acid with a metal, you get a metal alkanoate plus hydrogen gas. It is just when you react a metal plus an acid. When you react a metal plus an acid, you get salt plus hydrogen gas. So that means this gas that you're forming here mostly is hydrogen gas. Okay? And then, because I've said, when you react an alkanoic acid with a metal, you get a metal alkanoate. So because this is ethanoic acid, when I react a sodium, utapata sodium ethanoate. Ingekuwa butanoic acid, ungepata sodium butanoate. Ingekuwa pentanoic acid, ungepata sodium pentanoate. So in this case, you're going to have sodium ethanoate. Sodium ethanoate. Okay? And then, this compound that we formed here, which was ethanoic acid, you react it with ethanol, and then you follow with few drops of sulfuric 6 acid, and then you warm. When you see few drops of sulfuric 6 acid being added and then you warm, most likely the process you are performing is called esterification. Esterification. Okay? Then when you perform esterification, that means the compound that you're going to form here is an ester. So ukiwa na ethanoic acid na ethanol, ile compound unaenda kupata hapa inaitwa ethyl ethanoate. Ethyl ethanoate. That is now the ester that you're going to form at this point. And there's one thing that you must know about esters. Esters have a very special property. They have a sweet smell. They have a sweet smell. So anytime when you're carrying out experiment, even in chemistry paper 3, and then you see you are adding ethanol and an ethanoic acid, that means whatever you are performing there is esterification. And esterification is mostly followed by few drops of sulfuric 6 acid and then you warm. That automatically becomes esterification. So it's very important. You can even be asked, why is it that when somebody who is drunk and then eats an orange starts producing a very sweet smell? It is because of esterification, because the orange is having ethanoic acid and the person himself has taken the alcohol. So that means the reaction that is going to take its place is esterification that results into a sweet smell. So I hope you have learned something, learners. And if you're watching our channel for the first time, kindly take time, subscribe, share, and like. Welcome back again. I'll still be producing videos like this, and I hope you are enjoying our lessons. Thank you very much. May God bless you.